I honestly can't hear you now. Which I know it. Get Caleb, you can hear me though, right?
I can.
All right, bet. Nah, man. I can hear you, dog. I just heard something. So this our little podcast, Caleb. I'm gonna just give you a little background real quick. Uh,
Okay.
Me and Donovan, of course, just we really don't have. We're not like, you know what I'm saying, going down a professional line of like, oh, so then what did you study and all this other stuff. We really just kind of talk about everything, literally like relationships. I mean, growing
Okay.
up in our time period that we're going through right now, obviously we had the chance to go to like good schools and stuff like that in high school. So
Hmm.
like just kind of shedding light on it, like nothing too serious, nothing like I guess judging people and all that other stuff, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of getting together,
I like it.
spreading the word. So yeah.
Feel organic.
Yeah, I mean, like I
Y'all hear
s-
me?
yeah, we get you.
Y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we get you.
There it is.
Hear me?
Yep. Yes. Yes, we can hear you. Yeah. Oh yeah. You got headphones? Uh, but nah, bro. We're gonna get started here in a second. What you been up to though lately, man? Let's. I guess we can start there. What you been up to lately?
Me?
Yeah.
Um, Real simple. Just mastering my craft.
Yeah.
Waking up, working out, um, then obviously going to work, having a daytime job,
Mhm.
and coming back cooking when I can.
Yeah. That's cool. So with like cooking and everything now, I guess what was the first thing that made you decide like, I'm gonna change my life and obviously start cooking better and doing better for myself. I guess on the athletic standpoint and a personal, because I'm sure they both tie in.
Right. Um, Really, when I came back home from college,
Hmm.
that's what I noticed. The amount that I was eating was excessive. Uh, wasn't to my liking after a while.
Yeah.
Um, and doing research and seeing certain athletes eating a certain way. Like the big person was Antonio Brown. I was
Okay.
seeing the way he was performing on the field. Um, he had a chef named Ed Chapo. I don't know if y'all was following him at this time, or maybe I was looking at him. This is when Antonio Brown was like Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
And this was at the height of the height of his career, right before his little slip up. But he had a guy named Ed Chapo, and the guy was cooking for him and just making all kind of crazy meals. And I saw the colors in the food. I saw how rich it looked, and I noticed the difference between that and obviously around the corner, Chick-fil-A. Even
Yeah.
like eating out, steakhouse
Man,
and stuff like that. I saw
Chick-fil-A
I
my
saw the
shit.
difference. No, no, no knock on it. No knock
No,
on it.
yeah,
It's just
yeah.
you could see the difference.
True. True, true,
It was
true.
it was night it was night and day. It was night and day. It looked like science, like laboratory type of stuff. So
And AB
kind of
as
started
Antonio Brown was giving it to us every day at that time, right? On his Instagram, pretty much every
every
day he was
day,
posting. I know what you're talking about.
every
Yeah.
day. Yep.
Yeah.
And all those meals that he was posting, I would screenshot them every time.
Yeah.
And created an album. I created an album of everything that he was eating. So I was starting to try and mimic those meals. And I just got better and better at it. And say, you know what? Like I found myself doing something that it didn't seem like, nobody had to tell me to do it. I was just doing it because I loved it. So I kind of found a niche in it.
I missed something earlier. Did you go to school for Did you learn anything in school when it comes to cooking,
Nutrition wise, I guess. Yeah.
nutrition wise? Yeah.
I learned a little bit, obviously, because of football, but football and track. But it wasn't nothing on that level. Like it wasn't like hey, these such and such berries, blackberries, blueberries, raspberries has antioxidants. That's good for obviously anti-inflammatory. Like we didn't learn stuff like that. Like sweet potatoes has a low GI. We didn't learn stuff like that. But that's something that I learned more of watching him and seeing how he performed because I put two and two together. I mean, that guy's not performing like that, eating no
Yeah.
trash meals.
Yeah.
Have you go ahead, Bo, you got a question?
No, no, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, looking at your post on your IG, pretty similar. It looked like you can tell if you follow Antonio Brown and you tried to follow his chef. The chef you referred to, it was like you never really seen too much. He never really posts too much. His chef at that time, I haven't looked it up lately. You couldn't really
Hmm.
see too much. You got it all from Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
Uh, Tell me this: did you also look at that and say, you know what? If I push hard enough, the way I would, with my connections I may have, it's likely I can find myself in that same position this chef found himself in by having. And what I mean is eventually you start to get your clientele up. You may end up having a Antonio Brown, and I think how they met was off of a connection, right?
Hmm.
That was. I definitely did my research. I'm gonna go back and answer your question, but I definitely did my research on not only Antonio and what he was doing because he actually had a chef called Chef Nico before that, and him and Chef Nico had fell out, had a little fallout, and after that, I guess Antonio was looking for maybe somebody else he could have cook for him, and he came across a guy that a friend of his and said, hey, I would love to work out with somebody this and that. I'm guessing friend calls Ed Chapo. Ed Chapo is supposedly on the couch. I read an article on this.
Dang.
Ed Chapo's on the couch. He didn't even want to go. He didn't care it was Antonio Brown, nothing like that. I told him, I think this would be a great opportunity. So he ended up going, and obviously, by the grace of God, it ended up working out for him. But yes, 110%, I have had that thought. I don't know if that's the path that I'm gonna go down or if that's meant for me. But what I do know is that I love what I do. I enjoy it. I mean, nobody has to tell me to wake up at 4 in the morning and work out at 5. Like nobody has to tell me that. I just love doing it.
Hmm.
I love coming home and having a great meal, knowing that it's great for my body and also it's breaking generational curses and things like that. So,
So, with you being into, of course, are you? Let me just, I guess, ask you: are you a vegan? Is that exactly what you are?
uh, yeah, I mean, I look towards it more on the like plant-based side because you can
Okay.
be a vegan and eat a lot of laboratory type meals. You can be called a vegan. Mine is more like raw foods, like to the root.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. I guess with being more into natural foods, are you into like more of the like black seed oil, far as vitamins too, and what type of vitamins do you take? Just on that side, or is it all just from food? You feel like?
Yeah, the majority of it is just from food. Like that's just me writing down notes and figuring out what type of foods I have to eat daily,
Hmm.
what type of foods I have to double up on. There are a couple powders and things that I do use in a couple smoothies here and there, just to, I guess you could say, kind of get that double up and things I may be missing. But I mean, there's nothing like super heavy that I'm taking. It's just like, vitamins this,
Yeah,
vitamins
I,
that.
I
It's
was
it's
getting
mainly from
into
foods.
the sea moss. I guess that's really what I was getting into. I was just saying if you was like, yeah, man, I'm
Okay.
on my sea moss and what. I'm just
Mm-mm.
curious, bro. I mean, I know it's
Never
becoming more
tried it.
popular, and like it seems like more people getting into it. So it's just a question.
Never tried it.
Okay,
Have y'all?
I haven't, I haven't, but I'm curious. I'm not
He
gonna lie, I'm pretty
said,
curious. I'm pretty
man,
curious.
in sea moss may be legit. I don't know what it is, but you usually see every now and then. Fitness is something, and food is something everybody love. Food is something everybody love, but nobody really likes to eat healthy.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Correct.
Nobody tries to eat
Thank you.
healthy. So, what's your goal? Like, why would you say somebody? I'm gonna put you on blast. Why would you say
What's up?
somebody? Because you entered a competitive market, just like
Right.
what we do, right? Is a competitor. Everybody that has a podcast, right? So how are we unique in a
Hmm.
way? That's what we deal with every day. One thing I know is you have a challenge of getting people to say, okay, I'm going to invest in your food, right?
Hmm.
I'm going to invest in you to do your food. What's your mission? What do you say your mission is as for your company? Is it helping black people specifically? Is it helping athletes specifically? Do you have a niche at all?
I would say it's to help anybody that sees self in them, whether it's black kids, older people, doesn't matter. If we can have some type of common ground and be able to relate, as long as they can see me and them, then that's who it's for. Uh, I would definitely say I do have a lot of people of my race, come up to me and say, "Hey, I'm noticing you're doing this, you're doing that. How are you doing it?" But I also have, kids or just athletes, young athletes like 12 years old, seeing the stuff I'm doing and, DM me, "Hey, how are you doing this? How are you doing that? Does it help?"
12.
So yeah, it's crazy.
That's nice. Yeah.
Have you thought about getting into with the kid? I mean, look, if we can start with the kids,
I
I
know.
can tell you this, Mo.
Yeah.
I went through. We didn't go to. I didn't go to Baylor.
Right.
D2 school, whatever it is. They don't talk nutrition that much.
Yeah.
Right.
Even to the athletes, not that much. Not the way you would think that you would to an
Right.
athlete. Does it have to start as a kid?
That's true. I think so. I mean, that's just like anything, it all starts with kids, and then obviously through the years it ends up bumping up, and then they teach it to their kids, and so on and so forth. A lot of things I know happened with my mom. It started with my mom, so I give her all the credit.
Was your mom, I guess, was she more conscious growing up of eating? Like, did she kind of put y'all like, nah, kind of watch out for those chips? Like, chips are obviously not the best thing. You know what I mean?
Nah, like my mom kind of let me eat whatever, but she definitely kept certain things in the house. She noticed as a kid that I wasn't really a big candy eater of
Okay.
fruit, so she kept fruit around, and so I mean, she definitely let me be a kid, but at the same time, she was keeping healthy things within the house.
That makes sense.
Have y'all talked about sports yet? Did y'all take a
Nah,
step?
Oh,
So
nah.
it's only right. It is April 5th. Some big things are going to happen in about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
you're about right.
yeah, man, we're gonna see what you eat after this game. So, what's your thoughts?
What's your thoughts on the game? Yeah, that's a
What's your
good
thoughts on the
question. Yeah.
game? What's your analysis?
I mean, I gotta root for the Texas team. I gotta root for, my squad, the school I went to,
Yeah.
the city I lived in, the players I still know. So nothing but love, nothing but love. I hope the best for both teams. Obviously everybody comes out healthy and injury free, but yeah, I'm going for Baylor.
Yeah. This gonna be a tough game, man. I ain't gonna lie. This gonna be a nice game. I'm excited to watch it. We've been
Zaga
lacking on
undefeated.
sports, period, but this is nice to watch. I'm not gonna lie. This Final Four has been nice, bro. It's been interesting.
I agree.
Zaga is undefeated, man.
Yeah.
Undefeated.
No, I
We're
know.
gonna see.
Yeah. Who you going for, Donovan? Let me ask you then. Who you pulling for if you had to? Who you
It's
had to
hard for
pick?
me to pull for anybody because I'm not gonna lie. I'm a Duke fan myself.
Okay.
Um, I haven't watched too much of the Gonzaga Baylors, but I think I was full for the Texas team though, and the upset, right? So this is an upset. So I'm a pull for Baylor, and I'm a pull. I'm going for the upset. Hopefully the team is good enough to pull through.
Yeah.
Um, it's number one seed, so you got two number one seeds going at it. I expect it to be a good game. It's hard to overcome. It's
Sure.
hard to be better than the game we just got done with a couple nights ago.
True.
That was a classic, but I just hope the game is close. It's not a blowout, and it's
Right.
over 70 points. I want the teams to score over
Okay.
70 points each. I don't want to see no
That's
53
it.
to
Yeah.
46 game. Motherfuckers out there shooting like Sean Marion. I want to see some points. some points and some dunks and everything.
Yeah. Nah, that's hopefully it is a good game. I'm sure it will be. But
Yeah.
we did a deep dive, of course, on your Instagram, looking at all your foods, and I will say, your foods definitely do look lively, if that makes any sense. Like everything looks like
Yeah.
alive. The colors look like they coordinate. It almost seems like a picture that kind of forms into like a portrait. So I can see why
Right.
somebody would get into it. I guess my biggest thing, or let me ask you, what was your biggest thing to overcome? Coming from, I guess, because you've eaten like meat and a
Yeah.
big steak
I have.
before, like you know
I
the
have.
taste of a good steak or mashed potatoes. Like, what was your biggest thing overcoming it?
In what aspect? Overcoming in what aspect?
Just knowing, like, man, maybe I need to just kind of lay back on this. Like, was it something that you felt in your body? Like, I feel like I'm more sluggish. Like, what was your reasoning behind it? If you had to pick one, just curious.
I know I keep saying it, but I just got to go back to Antonio Brown. Like
Okay.
seeing, seeing. I mean, if you just look at his Instagram and you look at him as an individual, look at his skin,
Mhm.
look at obviously his hair. Like these are things that impact you from what you eat. I mean, you can see the way he moves on the field. No, he's not getting injured. If he does, he's bouncing back quick. Um, and I wanted that for myself. I wanted that for myself. I felt like I could do a lot better. I had football weight at the time, and I guess I could tell you about this.
Mhm.
Um, Whenever I came back home, I was about 205, 207. Whenever I came back from Baylor, and I wanted to get back in the track, and I knew I had to lose weight. So I started looking at different things that can help me. My mom was helping me too, and that's when I started cutting down on red meat. I stopped eating pork, eventually chicken. I was eating fish for a while, and then eventually I stopped that. But all that ended up helping me cut down to about right now, probably like 177 ish,
Mhm.
around there. And that helped me cut all that weight. So a lot of it had to do with obviously the better food I was seeing. And this is another thing I'll tell y'all, and we all know this. When you level up in life, there's different levels for everything,
Mhm.
right? Whether it's cars, houses, women, the food you eat. And I was seeing the way Antonio was eating. I was like, man, I want to get to that level. I got to be eating like that too. Not just my mindset, but I got to be feeding my body like that. So um, that's when I really start focusing on it. That's when I really start focusing on it. And I mean, it's grown into what it is now. Kind of like what you said. It's therapeutic for me too with the art side.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay.
It's crazy how it always comes down to it, to the basics.
Yeah,
You want to
yeah, it
be
does.
Jerry Rice, you can't work like shit. You can't work like me. Like fuck, like I'm
I
gonna
agree.
just put
Yeah.
myself in there. I didn't work as hard as Jerry Rice as an athlete. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like this, it's just it's a fact about it. If you want to be, a billionaire, you want to be Jay Z, you got to put in the grind like a Jay Z. So that's good advice for everybody out there, man. I know cooking. I think that's a industry that's gonna keep booming, man. I think the food truck industry is gonna keep expanding. So for people out there, man, go out there and do what you saying. You saying you didn't go to school to cook. You know what I'm saying? You watched,
I didn't.
you
Nah,
research, you use free tools that's available for you, and you said, I'm gonna just try to be as good as this. I know I was trying to look up the dude's recipes.
yeah. I
Yeah.
even right now though, like with my schedule, I know I'm not trying to sit and act like I'm just super busy, but everybody's busy.
Yeah,
But
you have a work. Yeah, you have a job as well. Yeah.
but I work out and I have my daytime job during the week, Monday through Friday. I used to work 6 days at that job, but then I cut back to 5 days and I picked up a job at a local restaurant here in Houston. I
Mhm.
work on Saturdays and Sundays just so I can work on my foundation for cooking. So I'm trying to do things that I'm passionate about that will help me build whatever it is that God has planned for me. I don't know what it is yet,
Yeah,
but I do know I'm on the road to something.
you molding it. You just trying to get everything together. You
Yeah.
molding it. That's what's up.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Do you have
Big
plans
things,
on
man. Yeah.
opening your own restaurant or something one day? Is that the goal?
Man, I would love to. I would love to, man. I'll be telling my mom about this, but I would love to have a place that people can not only work out, but they can also, get that smoothie, that fresh juice that's made in front of you. Not no, you go in there and it's in the bottle already. Nah, like this is coming from the truck this morning, and it's made right there in front of you.
Hmm.
So I would love to have a place. Everything's organic. Obviously local farmers from Houston, whatever it is, Prairie View, like you name it. I want it fresh and I want it ready for the people. I would love that.
Hey, that's gonna be live, man. So tell the people before we gonna switch it up on you. Tell the people where they can find you.
Okay.
What's your Instagram again?
Yeah, Instagram, Chef K Mo. You can follow my regular at Caleb_more. Um, but I usually post everything from, workouts to food, just motivational. Need that extra lift? I got you.
Yeah,
We all
Yeah.
in this together, and we're not here forever. So trust me, if y'all just stay on the grind, you will see beautiful things happen.
yeah, yeah. What's what you got? What's another
What's up?
topic you got, Donovan? Go ahead, my bad.
Oh no, shoot. We was gonna get on this. So we definitely want to talk about another thing. I don't know if you've been up to date on the Sweetie and Quavo. Uh, did
It
you, have
looked
you
I
like he
seen
heard
the
got
about
something to
it.
elevator?
say. Hold on, it looked like he got something to say.
I heard about it, but I need y'all to fill me in. I heard about it, but that's just
Yeah,
through the through the timeline.
yeah.
Oh, you want to do the timeline?
Uh,
Fill
so
me
I
in. Fill me
mean,
in.
let's just go off the fact that what
Yeah.
they've dated for like 2 years. Okay, we all know they've been in a little relationship, for 2 years, and recently they were in the elevator, and it was a video that came out from the elevator that showed Quavo, maybe I say he was just trying to grab a bag. A lot of other people are saying he maybe roughed up Sweetie. So right now, they, of course, going through the whole fight of is Quavo wrong? Was this is he abusing her and things like that? And I feel like they kind of blow a lot of things out of proportion. Kind of like I don't want to say that all of Deshaun Watson's victims are over exaggerating, but it's a lot. I mean, it's just a
Oh,
lot.
you can't just
It's
throw
a
that little
lot.
slug in
It's
there.
I
It's a
just had
lot.
to plug. I'm just
It's a
saying
lot.
it's still a lot. At the end of the day, we're men. Like we understand. Like 20 something, that's a lot of
Lot.
girls. Like that's a lot of girls. So yeah,
so
that's the whole thing with Quavo, man.
so he hasn't seen the video. It's gonna be hard
Okay,
to ask you as far as what are your thoughts on it. But I'll put it like this: what do you feel? He did
bless you.
he did kind of swing her a little bit. She
Thank you.
swung at him first. She tried to grab something from him. He grabbed it back. She ends up on the ground. And there's about 10 seconds where she's on the ground, and eventually she gets up. She stumbles out. He leaves. They both leave. He didn't necessarily help her get up afterwards. Right? There's some people who had some opinions on that.
I've heard that. I heard
And
that
it's
too.
really like I think it's almost fair to explain it like this because the video is like 60 seconds long. It's really not that long. That's
Where
almost
where can I where can I find the video?
it's on TMZ.
TMZ, or
It's
you could
definitely on
Google it
TMZ.
real quick. I think I did a little quick Google, and it was like one of the
Yeah.
first little
And we want
videos.
to talk about how can men make sure we stay out of these situations?
Right.
How can we avoid these situations? This happened with Jay-Z. This happened with Ray
And they,
Rice.
yeah.
This
What a
happened with
Ray
I'm
Rice.
talking about
Oh
these
no.
these elevator scenes.
Okay.
It was a basketball player right a year ago. I think it was a basketball player that got into it with going over a woman.
Okay.
And I think it was a basketball player. I can't remember what his name was. I think
Mhm.
it was an LA Laker.
Mhm.
A couple years ago, last name Young, something like that. But how can we get the? How can we as men stay out of these situations?
Man. First off, I mean, I think you got to understand that when you're an athlete of all, and I think, I'm pretty sure we maybe can contest to this. When you're an athlete, you got to remember they say that people watching all the time. You know what I mean? And especially
All the
the
time.
age that we live in now with like technology and
The
cameras and
police
stuff
are
like
around
that.
you 24/7.
So he's saying that himself. So you got to be careful, man. Can't let these girls get to you where you just want to do all of that. You better just walk away. Do the right thing. Just walk away.
Ooh.
Okay. He said, "Ooh,
See your
hold
reaction.
on." First
You see your
reaction.
reaction. So walk away, right? So we're gonna while he catching up on it, walk away from the scene. Where would you say Mo he should have walked away at?
Who,
When should he
Quavo?
have walked
Hmm.
away?
We talking about Quavo, right?
Yeah, yeah. Quavo
If I'm
specifically.
He's in
Quavo,
the elevator right now.
it looks like he in the elevator. Maybe just give it a bag or catch the other elevator. I mean, uh, you got to understand. You already know how they deal with paparazzi just walking out of their own apartment. You know what I mean? So think about that. They walk out of their own condo or whatever, and there's people, already trying to take pictures. So it's like, I guess you have to have that mind frame. People, you kind of lose your privacy once you step to that other side. That was a conversation I had with somebody else as well. When you a celebrity, you kind of sign off privacy.
This video came out a year later though. This was about a year ago.
So the only part of the video where they had their altercation was in the very beginning.
Yeah.
Is what I'm seeing.
Hmm.
Okay, so
Yep.
let me go back and look at that one more time. Let me
Now
get that
watch
one
the
more time.
swing. Now watch the swing. You
Okay.
gotta you gotta grab the arm and swing to get on the ground, right?
Yeah. I don't
Mm.
know.
Okay. Ooh.
But was that
So
a was that a swing or was that just momentum of her trying to grab the bag
look
and
at this guy. Look at this guy.
I mean, I don't know, just saying.
All right. All right. I think I got it. I think I got it. So first of all, first of all and foremost, for all the ladies out there watching, he was wrong. I'm
She
gonna go
was
ahead and
wrong.
put that out there.
He was wrong.
Quavo.
He was wrong.
Yeah, yeah. Quavo. Clear the air. Quavo is wrong. Say that because growing up, I don't know what happened before the video. I'm just seeing what I'm just talking on what I seen in
Yeah.
the video.
Yep.
Growing up, you don't put your hands on a woman like that. That's just what I saw.
Hmm.
Now I don't know their relationship. I've seen relationships where people are um, rough around each other, and that's just how they are. Cool, but in my eyes, he was wrong. It could be, she definitely maybe had the momentum for when he grabbed her. I don't know, but he was wrong.
He was wrong.
You
He
doing
was
Mo with
wrong.
this
He was
momentum
wrong.
is funny.
He was
Don't let
wrong.
Mo get you started with these comments, man. Man,
Nah,
we
I
was
heard
we
something
was
about
just doing
Deshaun
we was
Watson.
talking about Deshaun Watson. God.
I mean,
I heard something about.
we could talk about it, bro. Like I said, my personal opinion. I think Donovan, we talked about this in our last show. I think if these girls maybe came forward and said that he just directly like raped them or something,
Hmm.
but you can't say it's like, for example, the one lady who said he told me to move his privates if I needed to while I was massaging his leg, and I ignored it and continued to massage his leg.
Right.
It sounds like you knew what was going on. You know what I'm saying? You just acknowledged that you heard him say what he said. Like you understood it. It came out, and you were like, "All right, whatever. I'm gonna brush it off and keep going." So like, then you come back and say that he maybe did something against your will. Now, if you said he raped you, that's different. But they're not saying
Correct.
that,
Yeah. We had about 30 girls, 30 women now. I don't know.
It's
I think
30.
we had about 30. We
bro,
was at 19 when we left the show 2 weeks ago.
bro. So that's
I
why
know
I'm
before the weekend came, there was at least a couple more. Remember that night?
right.
Remember we was like, you know what? Let me just hop
Yeah.
on here and see. And the list updated that night when we was doing the show live. So look, Deshaun Watson, we done talked 2 shows on Deshaun. Sorry to say it, Texas gonna be looking for another quarterback. Dude gonna be probably at Rikers. Uh,
You think
that's
you
a lot
think
of
you think
women.
he's done?
That's a lot of women.
You think he's done?
That's a
Done
lot of
done?
women. That's a lot of women.
That is a lot of women.
That's a lot of women, but I mean, like, where's the evidence for all these women? Like I said, okay, if it's maybe two or three, that's fine. But we talking about 22. I just looked, it's 22.
22.
That's a like. You don't think that they could just kind of get on a bandwagon of like, Like, hey, we all know what's going on in Deshaun Watson's money situation. We know he's
He
about to get
already been
paid.
tried to offer one money. They say.
But you never take the first offer though, right?
Oh
He
shit.
came with 10,000 and she's looking for a meal. I mean, offer denied, right?
You
And if
may be
she
right.
get them, if she get a meal, the next one gonna want a meal or
True,
more.
true.
Uh, Look, okay, well, Deshaun Watson gonna get what he got. As far as Saweetie
Yeah.
and Quavo, I think it's another one of them examples of celebrities stop dating. Like the shit, I don't believe that was real, whatever you want to call it in the first place. And the shit probably just hit the fan. And they was probably like, you know what, I'm rich and famous. Why the fuck am I seeing you? And he was probably like, I'm rich and famous. Why the fuck do I have to see you? And they just had an argument, and shit just happened to get on camera. Like, I just don't think they supposed to be together. Like, go do what rich and famous rappers do. And usually that's not date each other. Like, why do rappers keep trying to date each other? The shit don't work. All you do is get more. All they do is end up breaking up
Yeah.
dramatically and dropping an album. And we talk about it. It's a red table talk or something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, stop dating.
I think too
Stop.
they date because it's boosting their ego and their platforms.
Okay.
Money's good. The money's good. The money's good.
Yeah.
All about the money.
When the mo-
You got people out here
when
going
the
to
money,
jail for money.
I'm just saying though, when the money's good, it make you forget about a lot of things.
That's true.
You become a little blind.
Fuck around and be in love.
Yeah, you still had them blinders on, that money
That's how,
blinders. Just had them money blinders. I'm sorry, I can't
Because
see over
hey,
money.
hey, that relationship probably been like that for years.
Yeah.
oh
It's so,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
For at
and
least, I
he
mean,
and
but
and
they only been together for 2 years. It probably been like that.
yeah.
but the thing is, he ain't the only one. It's the same thing with all these businessmen walking around here doing this. They all in the same boat. It's the same thing. They just glorify because, like you said, they rappers and this and that. But the man is doing it down the street that may be a doctor or whatever it is. Obviously, his is thrown under the rug.
I feel like that. Not to bring back to Deshaun Watson, but I just had to because he said it. All right, Donovan, he said it. So before you get mad, he said it. Remember the Patriots owner got caught with this whole massage parlor thing. We heard about that for a week, bro. At
And what
most,
happened?
he's still the owner. Everything, life just went on.
Yeah, maybe a
Like
couple weeks.
nothing
It was,
even.
it was, it was, yeah.
And they
Only
were
the
they were
sports
in the Super
radio
Bowl,
show.
bro. They were actually in the Super Bowl, and this came out, and like we literally heard about it for like 2 or 3 days, and then it was just like, I mean, you
But
know,
you got to think about what Watson was standing for before all this happened. He was speaking out when he shouldn't have been. You're not supposed to be looking like that, speaking out, boldly like that. That's not
true,
supposed to happen.
true.
So
Oh shit!
he
So
was
we
placed.
talked about this. Are you
I'm
so
just
No, and look, he said,
you you
I told him
understand?
that.
You went. Okay, forget all the allegations. You was for Deshaun Watson's so-called rise up to get me the fuck up out of Texas. You was for that
correct.
rise up.
Correct. I mean, who wouldn't be? How many players has the Texans done wrong? And has the Texans been have they been put in the category of, oh, that's a bad program?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, has anybody truly said, man, I don't know about them Texans, I don't like the organization? Not really.
Yeah,
But yet, left and right, because they're a business, they're able to treat people how they want to treat them.
Okay. Where do you rate Deshaun Watson as far as top
As
quarterbacks today? Today, like if you were starting the franchise, age doesn't matter. Everybody's in their prime.
you could say top three.
Top
It's
five,
three,
okay.
four, top,
top three,
yeah,
top three, top three.
top three, and you have
Yeah, top three,
Aaron Rodgers and
top three.
this and who do you have ahead of him?
He's trying to get one person out of you, Caleb. I'm gonna just tell you this right now. He's trying to get one
You
out
got
of you.
Patrick Mahomes and who else?
There you go.
Name the
Honestly,
two.
I don't know if I got Patrick Mahomes.
Oh shit, who is your three?
Just saying. I mean, I love Patrick Mahomes. I played
Yeah.
against him in college, and but I've seen him fold under pressure.
You know what, man? You're not gonna come on here with this personal hate. You're not gonna
I
come
ain't
on here
said
with this
nothing.
personal
Let's
hate.
go.
Don't give me no freshman Texas Tech. What is he doing today? He the best damn quarterback in the league. You gonna talk about some?
I'm
I
just.
feel like you. I feel
I'm
like you
not. I'm
should have
not.
put.
I'm not. I'm not trying to say that he's just. I'm not trying to say he's a trash quarterback. The guy is
Oh yeah,
obviously the elite of the elite.
yeah.
Like I respect the dude. He's amazing, but I don't know if I could put him in my top three.
So you got two. You got only two quarterbacks in the entire NFL, Mo,
Hmm.
that is better than Deshaun Watson. I think Mo, you put him in your top 3, 4, 5 as well.
Deshaun
So
Watson
out of
or
those quarterbacks that are better than him, do they take that same Texans team and go 4-12 last year? Whoever you have at the two people above of him, whoever you got Mo in front of him. Actually, Mo, hush, because I talked about you already.
yeah,
We already
yeah,
talked
So
about this.
okay, so let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Mhm.
If you put Tom Brady in that same situation, do you think you're gonna get a better outcome?
42-year-old Tom Brady, you still get more than 4 games. Yes, next quarterback. Dakota, Rain Dakota Prescott more than 4 wins with that exact same team. We already know Patrick. I'm threatening to say Josh Allen. I think I can name about 5 or 6 people who can win more than four. Y'all have to remember he went 4-12. He wasn't borderline playoff, okay average.
right.
4 games. Top three quarterback went 4-12. That
And
team is
he's
not
running
that
for
bad.
his life every game. He's running for his life every game.
Is that because he's not making quick decisions?
I
Is,
mean,
is that not a knock? Go ahead, Mo.
I think.
I've said
Wait,
lines.
are
I've
you
said
are you are
lines.
you testing? Are you testing his intelligence? Is that what you're saying? You're trying to say the man is an intelligent quarterback?
No, I wouldn't say that. I would say I think my whole point of view on Deshaun was he was asking for more than he probably deserved because going 4-12, not really being a winner at all since in your career. I think he's won a playoff game, maybe two. That don't deserve you to be talking to the coaches demanding anything. That don't deserve you to be demanding a trade now because they not doing the moves that you felt like they should make. How about you man up and say, you know what? I shouldn't have went forward. I should not have led this team to go 4-12. You have to be a better leader because it does have. You don't control what that defense does. You don't control what the coach does and all that. But it is something about being a leader. And Tom Brady would not have let
I
that
agree with
team
this.
go 4-12. I do
I
not
do agree
believe
with this.
Dak Prescott. I'm a Cowboy fan. I do not believe that Deshaun Watson is a better leader than Dak Prescott. I truly don't. And there's a couple other quarterbacks that I think they just are better leaders than Deshaun. Deshaun is about me a lot too much when I watch him. He just to
Okay.
me it's about him. I don't
Hmm.
know if it's about the team.
So you're saying he may be and possibly is more athleticism than an actual leader.
He's more flash. Like
Hmm.
he's going to
Right.
give you those numbers.
Okay.
Like everybody's like, well, look at his numbers. He had one of the best seasons ever,
Yeah.
but he was 4-12.
You don't think the
Okay.
line played any factor in this?
I do believe
I
that.
was gonna bring that up.
I do not believe they have a best line, but so
Yeah.
what?
I mean,
He's
line.
top three.
True. But you guys dealt with line issues too, and I mean, y'all had to address that.
But when we had Dak Prescott in there, we was okay. He was able to deal with that. He was hanging in there. They would not have gone 4-12
Yeah.
with Dak
It's
Prescott.
a good argument, but I mean, I'm still riding for who I'm riding
And then
with.
the
But I
nerve
mean,
to
it's a
be
good
back
argument.
though, having all these sketchy accountants. You at the massage parlor, and you got 19 massages. So you the whole season,
Yeah.
you just getting all these massages because y'all know this was only through that season. They didn't go back 3 years. This was just recent. So this is all you doing throughout the whole season. You just sketchy, sketchy, sketchy. They even said one allegation came out after all this came out. So dude just living on edge, possibly living on
Allegedly.
edge.
Yeah.
And you trying to demand trades and stuff, man. Now you can't get rid of him.
Well, we could get rid of him, but I think he may have just hurt his pockets a little bit because, of course, the team is gonna say like, well, you've been in the news
Hmm.
for this kind of a serious thing. Like, we can't offer you the hundred.
Ki-
He was gonna get money like that, bro. I'm just saying he
Sorry
was
to
gonna
cut
get
you off,
paid.
bro.
Go ahead.
I'm taking a hard
Was
turn because I just forgot Baylor.
Go
How
ahead.
long? When did you go to Baylor? What years?
Between 13 and 17.
Was there anything going on about the allegations that used to go on? I think there was a few different instances at Baylor. Honestly,
Hmm.
can't remember exactly the years. I may be way. This may have been 10 years ago. But was there any of that going on while you was at school? And what was the vibe like when the football team, I believe, had those issues?
Yeah, it was. That was while I was there. I mean, all that. All the way from our
This
head
was big
coach getting
stuff.
fired. Yeah, it was. It was. It was. It was. It
Yeah.
was. Felt like a movie. I ain't gonna lie. It felt like a movie.
Dang.
Oh,
Um,
it'll be one.
you think so?
Documentary or something. Think
I
about it.
hope
They
so.
putting all the stuff that has been found. They put that stuff on Netflix. Got a couple of them.
Yeah. Like, where you want me to start? Where you want me to start?
So just so why do you feel like there's a issue? Like why is there an issue? Why was there an issue at Baylor
Hmm.
when it comes to those allegations? And these allegations were these found true?
Um, I can't speak on anybody else, honestly. Um,
Yeah.
I know for myself, I never had any issues.
Yeah,
Um, Now, as far as my teammates, I know a couple of them that uh, were in certain things. One of my former teammates, who I still speak to, Sean Oakman, he was in an allegation, and that happened for I don't know how many years. And come to find out, supposedly the woman was lying. So that put him behind the eight ball now as far as playing football. He was going to be a first round pick, top lottery pick. So I hate for things like that to happen to somebody like him who definitely works hard and I believe deserves a
yeah,
chance like that with a top NFL team. So
Hmm.
I hate for something like that to happen. But yeah, I mean it was a time that was tough. I mean, obviously, you hear about adversity and things like that, but when you actually put in it, it's a little different. And
Yeah. I've
Was
always
there
felt,
ever
yeah.
a
I
time where
mean,
you felt like they can get me for something that I didn't even do?
no,
Okay.
no. Um, I always felt like I played it smart. Always played it smart. Always kept my head on the swivel.
Yeah.
I never tried to put myself in situations that would hurt me. Um, and I think too, a lot of it is just how you are as a person, where your heart is, and things like that. So I try to always treat everybody with respect. I never try to be outlandish or anything like that. So I think that helps a lot.
Yeah. That's that was something I think we talked about as well when we first brought up the whole Deshaun thing, because it's like some people like your friend, man. You ruin an athlete. I mean, that's call it what it is. You ruin the athlete. Like this guy
Yeah,
was, he was set to, of course, change his life and his family's life, and now,
yeah,
he taking a different turn, which I'm sure he'll bounce back and be just as great as he, was planned to be before. But like we got to do something about that because we've seen it happen with too many athletes, honestly. And
multiple.
then we go do DNA tests 10 years later, and it's like, well, he was never there. Like, well, yeah,
Yeah,
this guy now has a felony on his record, so you know what I
yeah,
mean. Like that's a serious conversation, and it happens in a split second. Of course, it seems like
agree.
you know what I mean. So I don't know, man.
1 second you trying to have fun, next thing you know, is it well, I guess you wouldn't know. So you wouldn't know like is it like that, but uh, uh, so how do you avoid it? Right? Like this, we on Men Are Men, we podcast with you. How do you there's a lot of college athletes young, 17 years old, going to school, about to go to
Yeah,
school. I mean, this shit starts early, not
Hmm.
knowing what to expect. What I
yeah,
mean, and they, some may be virgins even. Some may
yeah,
be with a certain race for the first time, maybe getting a certain head for the first time. All this stuff just
yeah.
thrown at them. How do you say put yourself in those smart places? Like you said you put yourself in the right decisions in the best in the smart Smart. You made smart moves.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Yeah. Um, Obviously, number one, stay prayed up. Because if
Hmm.
you stay prayed up, God will throw them signs out there and let you know if you need to turn left or turn right. Because obviously, if you go that left way, you can feel the goosebumps. Like, nah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Something don't feel right.
Something don't feel right. Like,
that's the biggest thing. Second, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, don't be going to no parties or anything like that. Like, of course you're gonna go. I went. Like, I'm not stupid, but be smart when you be going. Like,
mm,
just know yourself. Know yourself. Like, if you're gonna do something there, don't do it to a point where it throws you out of character. Like if
yeah,
you're gonna drink, don't do it to where you're doing stupid things that are putting you outside of your frame. Uh, if you're gonna smoke, smoke responsibly. Like, don't I
don't
don't know
just
how to
be out there
explain it,
wild.
but
Yeah, just wild and kind of
yeah,
no box, not a box, but like no type of guidance. Like, come on, like
right,
you already throwing up, and then somebody hand you another shot. Like, come on, take another one, man. You ain't real. Like,
exactly,
probably not the best time to take
yep,
another shot. Just call it quits.
correct.
Cause I mean, athletes as well. I don't think. I think athletes need to realize they don't really. When you really think about it, you don't have to like kind of put yourself in that situation or go the extra mile for, let's just say, a woman or whatever. Because there's been cheerleaders ever since. I'm sure you played little league football. Like you don't have to do anything crazy like that.
Was there is there anything to do? Should we make any instance? Or should we talk about race at all when it comes to putting yourself in the best decisions? Should a black man think different when going into a party with mostly white women compared to going to a party with mostly black women? Should they feel? Should they be more aware?
101,000%. And I'm saying this because Mo
Yeah.
can agree to this. But growing up where we grew up at Sci Fair, I was lucky enough to have practiced this skill already growing up, and because you're gonna stick out like a sore thumb, you are. That's just the fact of it. Not only are you, what I'm saying, brown skin, but second, you're an athlete. So what I'm saying, like you got all the light on you. So whenever you do go in, me personally, if I didn't feel comfortable with those people, obviously I'm not gonna partake in any of the activities that they have going on. I'm not going to indulge too deep into any conversations. I'm going to play my role and play it smart and move how I need to move.
Yeah.
Um, but obviously, if it's something in my house and I'm with my roommates, which we had multiple times, we have people that we, are comfortable with, and I can let loose a little bit more than how I would at maybe, one of the, as they call it, soirees that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Got to,
Yeah.
man. Look. That's the. I'm just trying to get down to the real. I think this week, I think people get scared to talk about stuff like that, man. Try to bring race into it like it's not a part of our life, like it's not a part of our history.
Hmm.
It's
Like,
real.
if you don't walk into a room full of all like 95% white people as a black person and feel some type of way, you may not know what color you is.
Correct.
You may not know what's going on, huh?
Yeah, you a little lost because that will catch my attention quick.
Yeah.
Just I've been on
And,
road trips where I take a stop and go to somewhere and realize, okay, this town may be a little different. I
Yeah.
can just tell.
I can tell you this too. Like, there's been multiple occasions where we have left certain games, like Oklahoma State, and we're flying back. And as soon as you touch down, you got everybody texting your phone. Hey, come to this, come to this, come to this party. Blah blah blah.
Hmm.
And when they're doing that, you have to understand that these people, and this is for any young person growing up, male, female, doesn't matter what race you are. This is for everybody. Um, these people that are asking you to go out to these parties don't have your your best interest. I know people hear this all the time, but
It's the truth though.
these
You
people don't
can't.
have your
Yeah.
best interest. They look at you. They look at you like you are somewhat of um, a character, I guess you could call it. You know how like you play video games and things like that. Like it's almost like a character. Like it's almost like you're not real, and they just want that moment to where they can either take a picture with you, get fucked up with you, whatever it is, and they're not taking care of their bodies like you are.
Yeah.
So trying to put you on a whole level that you're not even supposed to be on.
Yeah.
So and in return, that gets you out of character and doing something that you shouldn't even be doing.
True.
And then go back to what you were saying, put you in a situation that you may end up regretting it.
Man, think about man. I always
Yeah.
think about all the money that's been lost over just dumb mistakes,
Yeah.
stupid mistakes, man. I think it starts at home. Have that talk with your kids. Tell them about these situations. Tell them what may not seem right, and so you can be alert. Some people just don't have these street smarts. Was probably sheltered.
Hmm.
Don't know when something don't seem right. You just goofy as ever. Don't
Just
really got no
airheaded.
kind of books. Oh shit! What?
Party. Oh yeah, party. Like, put your drink down. I know you heard that. Your parents say, don't put your drink down and just pick it up. Just put it down.
Yeah, like come on, man. Don't And I think the compliance teams, and I don't know if they have these talks nowadays, but I think the compliance departments when they have that team meeting at the beginning of the year, maybe there's more that can be done during that time to educate people, and let them know what they about to get into.
I don't think it's that though. Like they telling them everything I'm saying.
Okay.
They at least us they telling us they you got all kind of people coming at you from different angles, but it's hard. Like Mo was saying, I'm go back to Mo. He was putting on the blinders with the money. It's hard to see all this stuff when you're held to a certain status and other people are holding you to this status. It's hard to see all that. Like you got so much going for you that you become blinded towards what's real and what's not. That's why me personally, it was hard for me to have a girl in college because I don't know what's real and what's not. If she for me, if she not for me, you don't know
Ooh.
nothing.
Ooh.
So it's best, in my opinion, to stay to yourself.
That might be another topic we need to touch on, man. We might have to get you back for part two, man. Staying single in college, because a lot of
That's a
guys go
big
to
topic.
school already with a girlfriend, and it's just like, bro, you. I stop. I digress. I digress. I digress. I digress. But man, before we wrap up, man, of course we just want to ask you one last question just to explain to the people.
Uh-huh.
Of course we did look at your Instagram. You got a quote: "Don't close your eyes because it's all about the experience." What does that mean to Caleb Moore when, of course, he hears that? Because it's important to you, obviously.
Don't close your eyes. That part means that we all get the same amount of time, 24 hours, whatever it is, right? So, me personally, I feel like my dreams are when I'm awake. It's not when I'm dreaming,
Hmm.
right? And all the hard work I'm putting in is obviously going to pay off because it did in the past. People got to be able to look back at their life and see the full circles and see how things work out. If it worked back then like that, okay, let me keep working hard. It's going to work again. But you got to be patient enough. Most people ain't patient. If you're patient enough, it'll happen for you. Um, so just don't close your eyes. The main part is just keep working hard. Um, you got the same amount of time as anybody else. Use it wisely. Use it wisely. You're gonna have to sacrifice something. Me personally, I sacrifice a little bit of my sleep, too. Um,
Okay.
and it's all about the experience. So your five senses. Correct me if I'm wrong. Taste, being able to hear, being able to what am I
Smell,
on? Taste, sight,
smell.
feel, being able to feel, smell.
Hmm.
What's the fifth one? Is there a fifth one? I named all five.
Your eyes, right? Being able to see
Correct.
it. Yeah.
I'm over here trying to Google it.
So
Sight,
you got
sound,
it.
smell, taste, and touch.
Yeah.
Okay, boom. So So whenever I say the experience, you got to be able to go through life and able to activate all of those in all moments. Whenever I eat, I'm not just eating to eat. I'm eating to taste the food and understand that, hey, this is going into my body. This is who I am. Whenever I see, I'm grateful to be able to see. I'm grateful to be able to use my eyes and this and that, because that person that's blind, they're not able to.
True.
Um, when I hear, being able to actually listen and not just hear, being able to listen and translate, or being able to take that information in and be able to break it down. Um, even the slightest smell. I'm a person that loves colognes. Think about going to a boutique and smelling different colognes and understanding what goes into that cologne. So, I feel like that's what life's about. So, being able to do all those things and the appropriate amount of time, that's what my whole slogan's about. So,
That's what's up, man.
What's up, man? Yeah, this was good, man. We definitely appreciate you joining. Uh,
so
this is, we definitely are trying to get more individuals like yourself on, because I think entrepreneurs it's the way to go. Entrepreneurship is the way to go, man. I know I like to talk about, black, white, Hispanic, all this kind of stuff, but I'm for my people. Um, we need more black entrepreneurs. We need more black
we
people
do.
not working for individuals. So if this leads you to being the owner of uh, something big, definitely down for it. Sound like you got the right
Sure.
path. Sound like you're gonna be successful, man. I definitely need to see what these meal plans hitting for, because some of this shit, I need to get
I
back
got
home. I
you.
need to get
Yeah,
back home.
true. That is true. Yeah, man. That'd be nice.
It go hand in hand though. Remember that it's not just the meals, but it's going to be the fitness too now.
True.
Yeah, I know. That's what they be saying. They say you can't just go to the gym. You gotta eat too. Man, I know. You gotta sleep, then you gotta sleep right. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's
A little
definitely
bit,
something. I'm gonna get back on it. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man.
you.
for sure.
This is another episode. We got Donovan, got Maurice,
Yes,
we got
sir.
our guest.
Caleb in the
Uh,
building.
yes, sir. Definitely check
Yeah,
us out, Man Our Man Podcast. We on YouTube, Spotify, everything. That's another one.
All right. Appreciate you, Caleb. It was real.
appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
Later.